Today I visit with artist James Mustion Sr. of Jefferson City, Missouri, also known as the Glitter Man. I'm Rick J., and this is Spotlight on the Arts. Welcome to Spotlight on the Arts, coming to you from the capital city of Missouri. That's Jefferson City, Missouri. And my special guest with me now for the fourth time. Well, Mr. Mustion, it's time for me to welcome you back to Spotlight on the Arts once again. I'm truly excited to turn the spotlight back on you once again today.
And Rick, it's exciting every time to be on your show. I'm glad to be back.
Well, thank you. It's I know it's always enjoyable. You always come across so well to the audience. Now we're naturally going worldwide through Fan4Me and GIJ, Global Media OTT Network, streaming. So we're going worldwide now. We used to think we could go worldwide from YouTube, but now I do have a platform on each of those streaming networks. So it's great that we can spread your talent and opinions and advice, what have you, throughout the world.
Well, I'm honored.
Well, thank you. Well, you were first on Mid-Missouri Art News, which is the foundation of Spotlight on the Arts. That became so large so quick that we had to start the second show. So we basically encompassed Mid-Missouri Art News and Spotlight on the Arts.
And that was the first show.
Yes, and you and James or Jimmy was on the very first show, number one, at Mid-Missouri Art News. Hello and welcome to Mid-Missouri Art News, sponsored by the Jefferson City Art Club. I'm your host, Rick J., with a very special guest today, Mr. Jimmy Mustion, an artist from the Jefferson City Art Club, member, volunteer, and a spokesperson from the Publicity and Promotions Committee. Jimmy, I understand you have a lot to share. I want to welcome you first, though, and say I do know you have a lot to share with us. Tell us all about it.
Well, thank you, Rick. And first off, I want to be sure and let everybody know that 2016, we're celebrating our 113th year. We've been a club since 1903.
That was October 19th of 2016, believe it or not. Well, you've been a great guest 4 times and keeping us up to date on the art world. So, you know, so much has happened in these last few years since that visit. So I'm going to ask you first to bring us up to date on your interesting life as an artist, to bring the new viewers worldwide into how did this all start for Jimmy Mustion, the Glitter Man?
Well, I tell you what, it all kind of took off when I was in college. I didn't go to college right off. I stopped and had a family, and but later I went on and I was kind of glad I did. I had a lot broader view of things by that time, and I got a Bachelor's of Science and Arts, and I started out at Mizzou doing some modern painting classes that got me involved in the curriculum there at Mizzou. I had gone to the university extension school to high school for a couple of years, and in a couple of years, and I got extra credit for high school while I was doing that. And then in order to finish, I thought I needed a much smaller school than Mizzou, and so I transferred to Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville, Illinois. It's right across the river from St. Louis, and from the UC you can see the arch. And I had a great experience there, and I did every kind of art and every kind of science, and it really broadened my horizons.
Great. Well, you take me clear back to the 70s and early, or should we say early 70s, late 60s, even into the 80s. Remind me of someone that I might have met at Volker Fountain,
yes,
in Kansas City, on the plaza, where you used to be able to go just hang out and see artists and visit with other people.
As I did, that was one of my mainstays, was Volker Fountain. Used to be back then, on weekends, you could go to any city in the United States and or college campus, and they would be having concerts in the park with hundreds, maybe even thousands of people. Like Volker Park, they used to have thousands of people show up.
Sure. And those were the great days of to your left shoulder, there's the Beatles. And behind me, over my right shoulder, is the great Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
And so those were the days that you really discovered the great music as it was changing, and an extension, I guess you could say, from rock and roll into more soul and the truthful meanings in songs with James Taylor. So it's very easy for me to get off track into the entertainment music.
You're making me think of the Kansas City Art Institute, and right there next to the Nelson, and my artwork is a direct result of all of that.
And that's what I was getting at. We're going to take a little tour and some shots naturally of his work. And so you're going to see a lot of this that you would have seen on a daily basis in the Kansas City, or in the 70s, shall we say. So I think you'll enjoy what is coming up. Well, Jimmy, we're still dealing with the COVID pandemic and the Delta now in some areas. Going to give us, share with the viewers how this pandemic has affected you, your family, and your friends.
Well,
we recently lost one of our favorite sculptors here, Phil Jones from our city. May he rest in peace. And that's one I miss on a daily basis. Once you lose someone, it's very hard to wake up daily and they're not part of your life in that sense. So the memories live on, though, and that brings a smile to my face just to think about Phil.
I'm glad that you brought up Phil. Back when I was writing for the newspaper, I could always depend on him to... as you know, sometimes people don't get you the copy in time to do the show.
Exactly.
In the newspaper world, and I've had to call on certain people to fill in sometimes.
Sure.
Phil was a mainstay in my article, and I think I did him 3, maybe 4 times, something about him.
Well, now, you have to tell the people worldwide, though, what newspaper was you writing for and the name of your column? What basically was your mission in that column? Don't leave us running just dry. Just fill us in a little bit.
Phil, the Jefferson City News Tribune here in Jefferson City, Missouri. And someone contacted me about, I think maybe originally it might have been you.
I was the person that was trying to get everything I could out to spread the word about the art in our communities, not only Jefferson City, but my mission has with Spotlight on the Arts and Mid-Missouri Art News was to bring all the communities that I could together in the art world. And with your help, that newspaper really gave us another.
I
view.
did lots of infomercials, as they were, for the newspaper about your show. I had several different write-ups about it. And I tell you what, Samantha Edmondson,
Great.
she was such a great person to work for. She gave me free reign, and I came up with this title, On Display with Jimmy Mustion, which they are still using for some reason. They're still calling their show On Display.
But sometimes you come up with these great suggestions and they just live on. So you're not credited maybe every day for that, but people know, the real people know the truth and the origination. So,
and they knew that I was doing that article originally. Recently, Leanne Perillo wrote a really great article about me for the newspaper, and she was somebody that I had tried to get her to write it before.
Yes. Well, now, how has COVID then affected your life, your family, friends, other than?
I tell you what, I had my niece's daughter had COVID, and this was in the peak this year, in one of the peaks, and they didn't have any more room in the emergency for her, and they had to keep her at home, and luckily she survived. I had a friend here in Jefferson City, Betty Shrimp, and I used to mention her in the column all the time too. I had a friend she passed away last winter.
I see. Yes, it's affected us all, worldwide. So we're not telling the world any different, because everyone we reach on Fan for Me and GIAJ mobile media, OTT network, that's international, and Fan for Me is worldwide. So it's good that you're still with us. I found time last when we had to basically stay at home last year. I finally found time to paint. So I've been able to exercise that privilege of getting paintings out to different galleries.
I did
too. How did you did too? Okay, good.
And I was, the whole time, I was practically neurotic from redoing things. I tell you what, nothing was perfect, and I just kept going at it, and I will show you some of it here in a minute.
Great. Well, we look forward to the, you might say, tour, and Jimmy's going to give you a demonstration how he uses glitter to enhance, which you never see. Jimmy is one of a kind, you might say. So we must take a break, so please make yourself comfortable here in your own home while we look at these special messages. After the break, Jimmy will premiere a new project painting that with you and share the insight into its development, and as I said before, the stages that he somewhat goes through. So stay with us. There's a lot more here on Spotlight on the Arts.
Creative, connection, control. Support the arts and be the change. 24 hours a day, 200 countries. The show must go on. Introducing the world's first exclusive platform for artists and creators of all kinds. The biggest stage on earth. Fanfom.com.
Hello, fellow artists, entertainers, songwriters, creators, what have you. I come to you on Fan for Me with Rick J. Presents, where I interview different artists, musicians, songwriters, As aforementioned, I have chosen to present my content, my brand, if you will, to a worldwide audience because Fan4Me has no boundaries. It's free to sign up and you get paid automatically. You don't have to wait for 1,000 viewers. I encourage you to sign up and research it and join me, the biggest stage on earth. Fan4Me. Welcome back, everyone, to Spotlight on the Arts. I continue with my special guest, returning to the show, artist James Mustion. It's great to have you back, Jamie. Before the break, you shared a lot of information with the viewers and myself, so let's continue along those lines of thought. But please, I can't wait to hear more about this new project that you have completed recently and just how it came together. I'll turn it over to you now and let you tell us what you can about your style, your medium, whatever. You're in control now.
Well, I tell you what, it's basically something I came up with when I was in college. Someone asked me, why does a picture have to have balance, and why color scheme, why all of these rules that you're supposed to be following. And, you know, I thought about it for a long time, and my answer truly had to be that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right? So how did your project now come together? You're going to show us and demonstrate.
Well, I tell you what, I thought since it's close to Halloween that I would put up some Halloween ornaments, and I would show you some previous monster type things that I have done in this medium, and sort of share the process with you.
Okay, super. Sounds good. Well, I guess you're going to lead us to your studio.
Yes, and if you would come with me, we'll go in the room and work on something.
Sounds good. Let's join Jimmy in the other room of the studio with the demonstration and lots more. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. I thought I would show you just a few of the things that I've done at the art field. I've made ceramics, and I used to do these roll pots with different levels of lids at the top like this, and small pinch ones like this, up to the big ones. and I used to make glass. I've given away quite a bit of this, and I tell you what, I really enjoyed doing these, doing the paperweight bit, because you can do as little or more as you want, and honestly, no matter what you put in there, it comes out looking spectacular when it's in melted glass. Now, I used to like to make crystal balls, and I've given away several of them. This is the only one I have left. And here's my press card from when I was writing for the newspaper. It made me feel like I could just go anywhere and be anybody I wanted to. And here are some of the ribbons. I've won lots of awards. Once you start winning awards, I tell you what, I've done first place, I've done second place, I've done third place. I have some more of them. This is my honorable mention from the Missouri State Fair Top 50. And I have another envelope full of them, but I couldn't find it. Once you start winning awards, it's hard to know what to do with all of them. Okay, now I'd like to show you something that I'm working on, and we'll have to come in here to the where I'm working on the painting now. Well, Rick, I thought I would share with you a little bit about how I make some of my pictures. Sometimes I take masking tape and I tape off different areas in my outline, and then I spray paint over it and peel the tape off of there, and it reveals my character. Then I take glue and put that in the outlines, and then cover it all with glitter like I've done with these. I did this, took 3 times, and this took 2 times. And what I've done is I've made my outline in bright silver so it'll stand out, and I made, of course, real jaggedy teeth. All monsters have to have jaggedy teeth. And I'm going to show you, this is what it looks like when the glitter is on it. We're going to show you what it looks like when the glitter comes off. There you go. Now, so that when I wanted to use something like that, and I didn't necessarily want to have it be interpreted, because a lot of times you just want people to be motivated by what they're seeing, and you don't necessarily have to have a reason for what you're doing. Now, a lot of times I will take my characters and have them be in all kinds of odd positions. Like I have a painting in a show right now where I used the pattern in the wood for the way I did the water and the beach. And then I finished a part of what was in the picture was a flying fish. I like flying fish. I do butterflies sometimes. I like the effect like a stained glass window. I've decided to use green for this, and there. So anyway, now I can't, the thing about doing your paintings with glitter and glue is that you have to work on the floor, because if you tried to work with it standing up, it would run off of the board. Now I'd like to show you just a few more of my paintings that I did with this style. Hi folks, now I would like to show you what the finished product looks like. I have used masking tape with this. I painted the board green and brown. Then I took the masking tape and did my outlines of my characters, and I sprayed over them with black spray paint to make my characters stick out. And then part of it I did with just glitter and glue, and you can see that several parts of this painting I have incorporated the knots in the wood to be parts of the characters and to be where their eyes are at.
Well, Jimmy, that was a great tour and a demonstration. Now we see the secret to your Glitterman image, I guess you could say. I know you do commission work, and you would like to sell, as any artist, some of your paintings. So do you have a phone number or an email or something that people could contact you with?
I would like to give them. My phone number is 573-616-1177. And my email address is sextondiestart@gmail. Sexton Die Start. And I'm looking for sponsors. The way artists would put it, I'm looking for angels to help sponsor my art, and I'm disabled. I'm a senior citizen, and it would be nice to have a sponsor to work with in my future endeavors to take my art to the next level.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. I mean, we're going worldwide now with Fan for Me and GIJ, as I call it. So hopefully someone will contact you and maybe be interested in purchasing one of these great pieces. So I really thank you once again for being on the show, your fourth time, and look forward to the next time.
Oh, and Rick, it's been really fun. It always is.
No, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Well, that's another wrap for Spotlight on the Arts with Jimmy, James Mustion Sr. here in his studio in Jefferson City, Missouri. There's a lot more to come on Spotlight on the Arts. Remember, you can view now on YouTube, also on GIJ Media OTT Network, on the same platform that developed the great Netflix. Also on Fan for Me. So please tune in, subscribe, and look for more content like this great show we filmed today. I'm Rick J saying, see you next time.